Welcome to We Talk Money. I'm your host, Robert Gignac, author of the international bestseller, Rich is a State of Mind. And today, it's my pleasure to have Paul McQueen, and he is the VP of Wealth at Libro Credit Union. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, tell our viewers, what is Libro Credit Union?
Well, Libro Credit Union is a full-service financial institution. We are a cooperative, which means we're actually owned by our members. We refer to them as our owners, and there's about 105,000 of those individuals, about 9,000 businesses, and we serve them in 31 locations across 25 communities in southwestern Ontario.
Nice. Now, you said full-service financial institution. I guess traditionally, many people have thought about credit unions as a lending institution, great place to borrow money.
Sure.
But today, you're more than that. So what makes Libro Credit Union different?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, credit's in the name, so that tends to be the first thing that people think about. And that's certainly when you look at our history, and we have a 75-year history, and we're actually the current combination of 43 distinct credit unions that have formed the current Libro Credit Union. But you're right, over time it has evolved into a full service. We have everything from lending, investments, commercial ag expertise. We're ready to help our owners when they're ready to come work with us.
Now, the one word I kind of keyed in on your answer was the word owner. Now, traditionally, people have felt they've been clients of a financial institution, but you used the word owner. So tell our viewers a little bit about the difference between being an owner or a client.
Yeah, and that's a great question, and it's not accidental in that every member of our credit union, because it is a cooperative, you do have to choose to join, you become an owner, and you actually have a say in the governance of our institution. So every owner has a vote into the owner representatives, which are the local representation for our owners' views and needs. They elect our board of directors, which obviously provides us our longer-term strategic decision. So you're not just having an account at Libro. You actually have a say in the future of our cooperative together.
And is that say different depending on, I guess, say the assets you bring to the table as an owner?
No. Certainly the assets you have may determine the types of services that we provide to you, but every owner has one vote in that governance system, regardless of the assets that they have with us. So it's pretty representational, it's pretty fair.
So if I were to be considering you as a financial services company, and I went, I don't know if I'm the ideal candidate, how do I make that decision about whether to walk through your door?
Well, you don't really need to be an ideal candidate. Libro exists, we believe, to serve a larger purpose than just profit. Don't get us wrong, we are a for-profit organization. But a couple of things that we do. One thing that we recently became was a certified B Corporation. We believe that business can be a force for good. All of the profits that we earn as an organization are reinvested back into southwestern Ontario. If our owners are doing better collectively, then presumably the credit union's doing better collectively. Then there's more money to return to our owners in profit sharing and community sponsorship and other things. And it becomes a very virtuous circle, if you will, of you know, as we all, you know, that rising tide raises all boats.
Okay. Now, one thing I know that's different about Libro is they use the word coach versus the word advisor.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, we all have coach in our job titles, including myself on our business cards. As we see it, a coach has a stake in the outcome of the effort. A sports analogy is probably an easy one to go to, in that the coach clearly has a stake in the outcome of the game, in the efforts of their players. But their role is to, you know, push when needed, is to support when needed, is to pat on the back when needed. And it is much more of a mutually beneficial relationship than a one-directional traditional advisor.
I want to hear more about the concept of the coach versus the advisor, but I think we're going to table that discussion for right now. And Paul and I will continue the discussion of coach versus advisor right after this short break.
Windsor started a tradition way back of giving us great barbecue north of the border, and you can taste that tradition when you come to Tommy's Barbecue. Dive into Tommy's rotisserie-style ribs and chicken, along with the crinkle-cut fries, coleslaw, and the original hot and sweet sauces. Plus all those amazing desserts like Black Forest cake and strawberry cheesecake. Taste the tradition and so much more at Tommy's Barbecue, 999 Erie Street East. See you there, Windsor!
Welcome back to We Talk Money. My guest today is Paul McQueen, VP of Wealth and a coach at Libro Credit Union. And Paul, just before the break, we were talking about the concept of coach versus advisor. Right. And I think that one of the things that keeps people from seeking out financial advice at times is they perceive there's a bias about advisors. And in your role as a coach yourself, how does Libro address that issue of bias?
Yeah, and it's a great question. There's a couple things I think that go into that. There is an element of what's in it for my advisor, and there's also an element behaviorally of people who don't feel they have the assets to be worthy of planning and advice. So what we've done organizationally across all of our roles, all of our coaching roles, and this isn't just our wealth team that this applies to, is we removed any direct commission or compensation that's based on advice. So an example of that is if you were coming in talking to one of our great coaches in our branches about your investment needs, it really will be a conversation about what's important for you. And whether we put you into a savings account, whether we put you into a GIC, whether we put you into a mutual fund or some combination of all of the above, they don't get paid any differently. So there is no bias whatsoever, there is no emphasis whatsoever to put one of our owners into a product they don't need.
So regardless of the product, compensation for a coach is exactly the same?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so all of our coaches are paid on a base salary, and then there is an annual bonus at the end of the year, which ties back to our cooperative.
To the entire organization.
Exactly.
So if the organization does well, everybody who works for it should do well.
Because our owners, most importantly, are doing well. Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, one of the things from a credit union / cooperative, you give back to the community as a whole on an ongoing basis. I know that's a big issue for Libro Credit Union.
Yes.
Share with our viewers a little bit about how you do that as an organization.
Yeah, well, there's a number of different ways we do that. Primarily, I mean, most of our profits are returned to our owners in the form of profit shares every year. But also we do a lot of sponsorship, traditional sponsorship in our communities. And we have our prosperity fund, and that grant process is just about to start for 2019. And last year we gave out about $500,000 to a lot of very grassroots local community organizations to do some great things in their communities. Everything from supporting women's shelters to supporting camps for kids about growing vegetables and how to grow food responsibly and different things. So. Pretty far-reaching. And
you said you're just starting that process for 2019 now. Where should a viewer go to find out more information about that?
Well, the best place would be to go to the Libro.ca website. There's a link on there for our Prosperity Fund, and we're really looking to help people with three key themes: regional economic development, money smarts, and youth leadership. Those would be the three key areas that we're looking to help.
And so on Money Smarts, can I assume it's kind of, financial education?
Absolutely.
Increasing financial literacy, things wrapped up around that, which is kind of what we do with this show.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. If there's one thing you wish our viewers knew about Libro Credit Union that's not likely they know, what would you like them to take away from our conversation today? Yeah,
well, what I'd really love people to get is that we are a full-service institution. I think a lot of owners and a lot of Southwestern Ontario in particular knows about Libro as a lender. But we really can help the entire financial picture of our owners. And whether you've got $25 to invest, whether you've got $25 million to invest, we absolutely have a credible coach who's well-educated and well-experienced to help you at the right time in your journey.
Okay. This has been another episode of We Talk Money. I'm your host, Robert Gignac. Today it's been my pleasure to have Paul McQueen, VP of Wealth and a coach at Libro Credit Union, to share the story of Libro Credit Union for our viewers. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, Robert.
For those of you who'd like to tune in to previous episodes of We Talk Money, you can find those at we-tv.ca. If you've got an idea or a question you'd like to ask or an idea for a future episode, send us an email at info@we-tv.ca. And until next time, thank you for watching.